Hello, fabulous friends, fans, and superstars. Welcome to your horoscope for the week of August 12, 2018. I am your astrologer, Nadiya Shah. Thank you for being here. What an amazing week it is. Well, part of what makes this week so amazing is what it is not, which is we are out of eclipse season. As we are starting this week right out of the gate, there might be a little bit of a moment of high energy, of high intensity, but for the most part, we are going to notice that the further we get into this week, the more that energy that has been with us for a month now is going to start to dissipate. The more we move away from eclipse season, which officially ended late last week, the more it is that we will be able to start to not only make sense of it, but it'll just feel a little less sensitive. It'll feel a little less like we are so vulnerable, we are so exposed, or we're constantly being made aware of what our learning is, of what our deeper spiritual lessons are. There's absolutely a time for that, and absolutely every moment can be an opportunity to learn deeper spiritual lessons, opportunities to become more aware of ourselves, of our motivations, to become more awake, as the ancients would say, to become more conscious. However, there's times when it's just really nice to live, right? There's times when it's nice to just enjoy the moment and to be present and not feel so much like outer events are part of triggering some deeper awareness that we're ready to have, some peeling away of the onion, which is how it is felt for some people out there. And so now here we are. As we enter this week, one of the first major astrological events that is going to take place early in this week is that Mars will retrograde back into the sign of Capricorn. Think back to what was happening in your life back in May. If you were watching the monthly horoscopes on YouTube, if you're a superstar, you know at that time I was telling you, pay attention what's happening in your life right about now, because in some way you will return to it a little further into the Mars retrograde season. So here we are, and this is a powerful time where it is going to start to help us to become more aware of where it is that we desire power and where it is that we desire change. Different from where it is that Mars has been, which is the sign of Aquarius. And all of us in at least one area of life have already been feeling this sense of contemplation, but now it moves deeper. It evolves to another level. And this is going to be a time where powerful truths are revealed about ourselves, about what we believe, about our power and our ability to be empowered for ourselves and in the world. The sign of Capricorn is one of ambition. It is one of knowing that you can have anything that you are willing to work towards. Well, where is it that you believe that? And where is it that you need to strengthen that faith? That your effort, your work, what it is that you desire, if you put energy behind it and towards it, it will count for something in the bigger picture. Where is it that there's a sense that that relationship between faith in your own actions and faith in the things that you desire to achieve in your life, where is it that that relationship between the two needs awareness, needs healing, needs a deepening of understanding? But also, where is it that in at least one area of life, we're realizing that maybe we've been pursuing something that we don't really want or don't want anymore? Where is it that actually our aims are changing and we ourselves are evolving as well? Now, with having Mars move into the sign of Capricorn, this can be really nice for earth signs. So the earth signs are Taurus, are Virgo, and of course Capricorns. That's because Mars is moving into your element, and so it becomes that much easier to work with its energy. A compatible energy to the earth element is the water element. So the water signs as well will find this that much more of an easier move. And the water signs are Cancers, Scorpios, and Pisces. However, the signs that may find it difficult are the cardinal signs. And the reason I say that is because every sign is either an element or a modality. Now, the elements I mentioned, right? We've also got air signs, we've got fire signs. But then every sign has a modality, and a modality essentially is where it stands in a season. So is it starting a season, which is the cardinal signs? Is it holding the season, or is it ending the season? The signs that hold are fixed signs, and the signs that close are the mutable signs. They're preparing for change. So the reason that I think that this may not be as easy for cardinal signs, even though there's always something to be blessed with, right? The reason why I say that is because of the way in which this placement is going to speak to other cardinal signs in the sky. It is forming what astrologers call a type of aspect we call a square. And this is a configuration that can sometimes denote tension, but also tremendous motivation. And in that way, they actually can be a great blessing. Now, if you are familiar with your chart at all, if you've ever looked and gazed upon your natal chart, whether you are a student of astrology or whether you've seen an astrologer at some point, or while you were on a website, you put in your info and you happen to come across this wheel, the astrological wheel of your first breath. The amazing thing is that when you look at that chart, it is representing a relationship that the planets had around you at the moment of your first breath. Now, I remember when I first started getting into reading charts, this was decades ago, okay? This was a long time ago. But I remember when I first got into reading charts, and of course at that time, there wasn't really like the online thing going on. So I had to go to the New Age store at the time in Toronto, in downtown Toronto. It was called Omega, the Omega store, which was the big New Age store in downtown. And you would have to actually request the charts that you wanted, or they would have these catalogs, basically these books that had the charts of celebrities, of famous people. And I remember at that time, I, thought to myself that, of course, the biggest celebrities in the world, right? They must have lots of easy energy, right? What astrologers call trines or grand trines. These are planets in the same element. So that's what I talk about when I say the earth signs are going to love this time of Mars moving into this part of the sky, because this is energy that is working with you very easily. There's a harmonious flow of energy and you're working within your own element. So it makes it that much easier to tap into that energy to your advantage. So I expected to see all these trines, all these grand trines, right? Even more powerful energy in the charts of famous people. And instead, what do I see? Squares, all these squares, Oprah, Madonna, like all these very famous people, especially at that time, very notable people, had charts filled with squares. And I've come to understand that the reason for that is that squares provide motivation. They help you to feel and they help you to tap into your own power. They help you to sense that you can and you desire and you must improve your circumstances, and that your own action is a part of that equation to improve your circumstances. It is squares ultimately that denote action. And so it is going to be the cardinal signs that are experiencing this energy as a square, more likely, or Cancer, which is also a cardinal sign, is going to experience this as an opposition, which means it's going to show up more in relationships. Keep in mind with this, of course, is that it really is all how you use it. And if you are a cardinal sign right now, with Mars moving into a fellow cardinal sign, chances are that you will feel that need to get in touch with your own power, that need to distinguish between where you have power and where you don't. And that sense of determination to improve your circumstances is going to be most felt, is going to be most on the surface for those of you who are cardinal signs. But everybody out there absolutely can tap into this energy in one way or another and benefit from this energy as well. As a collective, we are going to want to watch this because, when we discovered collectively as astrologers, when we started to discover the outer planets, which took place in the late 1700s, starting with Uranus, we conceived of these, we contemplated these planets as higher octaves of the personal planets that were already with us. And so it is Pluto that is considered a higher octave of Mars. It is Uranus that is a higher octave of Mercury. And it is Neptune that is a higher octave of Venus. So what that means is that it is Pluto that takes that Mars energy to a more profound level. It is Neptune that elevates that Venusian energy to a more ephemeral spiritual level. And it is Uranus that takes that mercurial energy and moves it towards electricity and brilliance and insights, flashes of insights, rather than just our ability to communicate. So here we are. And the thing that's interesting to me is that Mars is essentially moving back and forth between Capricorn, where Pluto is now, and Aquarius, where Pluto will go in the middle of the next decade. This to me is a powerful foreshadowing, and particularly in our own lives, to consider where it is that we have been with Pluto since 2008, moving through the sign of Capricorn. Where is it that we've been asked to really look at ourselves more deeply, look at where it is that we've been projecting what we don't want to own, and where is it that we might go with this energy in the future. This is just a little bit of a glimpse of understanding how these two areas may be connected. And certainly on a personal level, all of us are contemplating where it is two areas are ultimately connected to help us to gain power and gain valuable insights that will facilitate profound transformation. Now, elsewhere in the sky, as we move towards the end of the week, two big things are happening at the end of the week. Mercury will be speaking in harmony with Venus. I love this energy. You add to this the fact that under the same sky, Mercury will be standing still and moving forward. That means Mercury retrograde is over before the week is over. So that's really exciting and something to look forward to. We are not out of Mercury retrograde season. That's going to happen right around the 2nd of September, give or take a day on either side, depending on where you are on the planet. However, this is a major turning point. Think back to what was happening in your life right around the middle of July, because that is where Mercury is right now throughout this week. It is revisiting those areas that he was in the middle of July as part of the larger Mercury retrograde season. Well, it is going to be now that chances are, if there's been an area of life where you thought you knew the answer and then you had second questions or had some doubts, or you thought you were moving forward and you took one step forward and then you had to take 2 steps back, wherever it is that you felt that you were searching for an answer and just when you thought you had it, you realized you didn't. Well, this is where clarity will ensue. This is where you will feel that return to understanding what your answers are. And especially if it is that it's something that you've been thinking about, if you've been contemplating, and if it's been in your life since the middle to early part of July, well, that is when it becomes that much more likely that this moment of clarity is going to come on that much more as an epiphany. But the great thing is because Mercury is speaking in harmony with Venus, it means that there are blessings there. It means that we're able to have that awareness with love in our hearts and a sense of knowing that by allowing ourselves the clarity now, we're going to move towards that much better. Mercury is moving through a part of the sky that has to do with, well, look, it's the sign of Leo, right? It has to do with confidence. It has to do with believing in yourself, knowing that you are worthy of shining and being seen and just allowing your light to come forward, knowing that there is something within you that it deserves to be shared and that you deserve to believe in. That is a powerful spiritual understanding. And when that understanding reaches mind, it reaches our words, there is so much that we can make happen in an instant and in a moment. But you add heart to that. That's what Venus is about. And Venus is moving through her home sign of Libra right now, which means that she's especially strong. And Venus moving through the sign of Libra is what I believe Socrates meant when he talked about a celestial Aphrodite. And so Socrates made this distinction between earthly Aphrodite, which is the enjoyment, the pleasurable part of Venus, right? The rulership of Taurus, and celestial Aphrodite, which is the love of higher thought, of higher forms of beauty. Well, I do believe that these two speaking together says something about bringing a higher appreciation of beauty and of love to who it is that you are and who it is that you know yourself to be. It is bringing a more spiritual perspective to your deservedness to be seen and to shine that much brighter. This can bring with it and really engender a lot of love for people who are particularly confident at this time. So we may see some notable celebrity examples of that. The sign of Leo does have to do with celebrity, but this could also be some information coming out about a celebrity that actually makes us love them more. It's almost like something that was kind of a secret, but now everybody knows, and it just makes them love them that much more because they become more human in more of our eyes. Of course, every celebrity, every single person, is a human being, right? There is no life without struggle. And it is the case that sometimes we can put people on certain pedestals or imagine another person's life as particularly perfect, and yet they are here. And if they're here, it means that they're learning their lessons just as messily and as with as much lack of grace as just about any of us, as part of our human journey. What I love about this week for us is, look, it just really, the sky is getting started. Next week, we've got a beautiful sky, lots to look forward to. And of course, this week will continue Uranus speaking with Saturn in supreme harmony. These two planets are hanging tight in a beautiful conversation throughout this month, which means that whatever might otherwise feel very visceral, feel very on the surface, feel like we've got to address it right away, at the same time, we know that good things are happening, that something is changing for the better. And what is changing now will bring about greater stability, but also will propel us into our future. And the insights and the clarity that we are having now will in some way help us to connect with what is truly worthy within us. But remember, it really is just scratching the surface, because there is so much within you. There is so much within all of us that truly is worthy of all of our love, our respect, our glory, and our celebration. Well, thank you so much for watching. What is it that you love about this week? And how was eclipse season for you now that it's over? I love reading you guys in the comments. Please do comment below and let me know what you love about this week and why you're happy eclipse season is over. All that there is to look forward to now. I love reading you guys. YouTube comments. And of course, you can find me on social media, Facebook, Instagram. It's been a lot of fun growing my Instagram. And if you want to find out how all this wonderful stuff speaks to you and your sign, you can log on to nadiyashah.com. Sign up to be one of my superstars. Superstars get expanded, exclusive video scopes each and every week, unlimited access to special horoscopes. There are Mars retrograde special horoscopes and so much more in the superstar space. I look forward to meeting you there. I have a couple of amazing things that happened this week. So one of the amazing things that happened was, and if you're on social media with me, you might already know, but this wonderful episode of a show called Explained on Netflix came out. Their most recent episode is about astrology, where they dive into the history and the present day circumstances of astrology. I was one of many amazing astrologers who was interviewed for this show. They interviewed me for like over 20 minutes. And they took like 10 seconds of what I said and put it in this episode. But I'm delighted. I'm so happy to be in it, to have to made a contribution of any kind to this amazing show. And I'm just so delighted. I'm so happy for it. And so please do check that out on Netflix. The show is called Explained, and it's the most recent episode called Astrology. It is narrated by Yara Shahidi. So that's pretty exciting too. And it's just so entertaining. It's a wonderful treatment of astrology. It's balanced, and I feel like it's helping to bring astrology into something that more of us are talking about. And I think that that is a great thing. And so please do check that out. Look out for me. I'm right at 11 minutes and 50 seconds. That's where my part comes on, but watch the whole thing. The whole thing is amazing. Now, something else amazing that happened to me this week was that my amazing friend, Alison Price, who I recently introduced you to through my YouTube channel, well, she sent me a gift. Well, she sent me a couple of gifts. She sent me a few books. And I can't tell you how much this meant to me. It was so beautiful and wonderful to read her. I truly believe that she is one of the most amazing and accessible and practical astrological writers alive today. You know, she's one of those people, when I watch her on YouTube or, you know, when I read her books, I just really believe, I am so passionately believing that more people should be watching her. More people need to know about her work. She's just that good, and I believe in her so much. So she sent me a few books that I really, really like. So one is called Your Oriental Planet, which is a specific astrological technique. Another one, a little book called Your Money Planet, really accessible, and it's just based on your sign, and it's sound astrology. It is good astrology, and again, accessible, practical, amazing. But the book that really excited me, to be honest, was a book that I wish was around 12 years ago when I started my astrology business, which is How to Set Up and Run Your Prosperous Astrology Business. I wish this book was out there when I was starting out. It is incredible. I'll tell you, it's easy to read, but it's wonderful. It has a lot of practical information in terms of setting up a website and getting a PayPal account and all of that, like the real practical nitty-gritties. But it also has information that is relevant to anybody who wants to start a spiritual practice professionally, and especially an astrological practice. And so, for example, she talks about issues of self-worth, self-esteem as part of knowing that you're worthy to work in a field that feels like a calling to you. She talks about, if you want to understand your promotional style, look at your Jupiter, and she explores that with you. I mean, it's just that incredible. And again, she is like one of these writers who is so practical, so accessible. She just gets right to the information that you need so that you can start applying the knowledge immediately and immediately gaining benefit from it. So I'm a huge fan of hers. She is my friend. I've known her for like over 10 years, but I'm also a fan, and she has this amazing book. Now, she did send these books to me, and she did sign these books to me. And so my name is in there, right? She says, to Nadiya, and I appreciate that so much. But, I've really been sitting with this and contemplating this, and I really do believe that more of us need to, more people who feel called to astrology, the more that we allow ourselves to embrace it, then the better off all of us are. I really believe in lifting all of us up together, and for as many people as possible to be astrologers, to grow this community of professional astrologers. Something I'm very passionate about, among other things like growing astrology within the academic fields as well, which has blessed my life. But what I thought I would do is, even though the book is signed to me, this book in particular, I am going to give this book away. And so the giveaway is taking place right now. There's a Rafflecopter, and there is a link in the description below. So if you'd like to win this book, do sign up for that and join the Rafflecopter. And my hope is that for somebody out there, it's a sign. Like if they end up winning the book, it's a sign that that this is a direction in which the universe thinks would be good for them to go. If it is that, if you don't win it, that's okay too, because you can buy it. You can go on Amazon and get this book right now. And if you know somebody that you think would make an amazing astrologer, professional astrologer who should have a prosperous astrology business, whether they're just starting out or they've been doing it for a while, they're not that prosperous yet, or it is that they are not really taking the leap, but you feel that that would be something that they are meant to go in, well, this would be an amazing gift to give them. So I'll be giving this copy, my copy, away. Again, you'll see her signing it to me. My name is in it, but just know that I'm giving it to you in love and in faith. And if you don't win it, that's okay too, because you can get it online right now on Amazon at Alison Price at her page. Now, finally, I just feel so grateful. I feel so full of gratitude and love and hope. It's just been such a great week. But I do have classes coming up at synchronicityuniversity.com. You can log on and sign up for the next session that is going to be taking place a little bit later on this year. It's coming up really fast in October. I will be teaching a batch of brand new classes based on the most frequent questions asked of any astrologer, at least asked of me, that's for sure. So what are some of the most popular questions I've been asked? Well, I'm asked a lot about life purpose, astrological signatures for long-term love. I'm asked about luck in the astrology chart, and I'm asked about money and career. And so those are the 4 new classes that will be out very soon that I will be teaching live. If you can join us live, that's great. If you can't, you can download the replay to learn from infinitely. And there are tons of downloads on there, lots of classes that I've taught before that you can check out at synchronicityuniversity.com. I look forward to meeting you in class. I look forward to meeting you online. And thank you. I think that's it. I remembered the giveaways. Oh wait, one very important giveaway. I must not forget. This is the last week in which you can win one of 2 one-year memberships to Superstar. And so Superstar, as I mentioned before, is the membership I have on my website. These are my superstars who sign up and they get unlimited access to special horoscopes that I put out. There's lots of special horoscopes out there. And coming up very soon, I'm working on them right now. Venus retrograde special horoscopes are coming out. So we've got Mars retrograde special, Uranus, Saturn. We've got year ahead, right? We've got early access to monthly horoscopes on there as well as the weekly expanded look at the sky for your sign. And so what happened was a current superstar who's been with Superstar since the beginning. I think Superstar's been going now for about 1.5 years. She's been with me since then, and she reached out to me and said, you know what? I love being a superstar. I get so much out of this. I would really love to gift memberships to 2 other people. And so that's what we're doing. She has paid for it and she wants to be anonymous, but she's amazing. And I appreciate that love and faith that she's shown. And I am really excited that I get to share Superstar with people out there as well. And so if you are someone who would like a year of Superstar for free as a gift from this anonymous, amazing superstar, then use the link in the description. It is a Rafflecopter link, and that will take you to another page and you can sign up. The winner will be chosen. The 2 winners will be chosen at the end of this week. So this is the last full week that these 2 are going to be available. These 2 one-year memberships are going to be available. There are 2 lucky winners that are going to be chosen at the end of this week. So good luck to everybody who enters. And of course, good luck to everybody who enters for this amazing book that I am going to gift. Even though I love having it and I love having my friend Alison on my bookshelf, I know that this will do a lot of good in somebody else's hands who is at that place where they, they're not like, I fumbled through a lot of the stuff she writes here. Like literally, I had to learn as I went. It took me years to learn what she puts in a single book. And I am sure if I had this book when I was starting out, it would be filled with earmarks and notes and things like that because it is that valuable. So to provide an omen for someone else, I will be giving that book away. And good luck. Good luck to everybody who enters. And of course, Superstar is still there. You can sign up. And of course, this book of my friend Alison Price is on Amazon as well. I will stop there. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for this moment with you. And thank you for your trust. Thank you for being here as part of affirming greater love and wisdom in the world. My hope is that with this week and with the energy starting to shift, make sure you're paying attention, especially to Mars. Mars right now is slowing down to a standstill and will technically go forward in just 2 weeks' time. However, this is one of those heightened moments. It is going to be Mars moving through the very final sort of end, what we call late degrees of the sign of Capricorn, which means its lessons in this part of the sky for each of us is going to be that much more heightened. But more importantly, it's going to be that much more personal as well. This is a valuable time now and in the 2 weeks ahead where we are going to find ourselves uncovering powerful truths within ourselves about what it is that is truly worth working towards and what it is that is truly worth fighting for and really what just isn't anymore. And that understanding can be liberating and positively empowering. That is an empowerment that I wish for us all. Well, thank you again for watching. It'll be a great week. Enjoy.